Okay, so there's three main reasons why people don't achieve their dream life. And the issue from these three reasons is two more reasons. So the first reason being the fact that they will choose to ignore that they have these things. And then the second reason is that they're not even aware of them. So the first step is to become aware of the things that are preventing you from actually going after and achieving that dream life. And then the second thing is usually something that only people with the self-awareness and the higher consciousness actually do. And that's taking action on those things to do the inner work. Like literally just doing the thing that you need to do, journaling on the shadow, taking action on it, getting the resources without just taking in all the information all the time, but actually taking action on the information that you do. And both of these things, in fact, the first thing was me years ago, but up until last year, the second person was still me. I used to think that consuming information was the answer, and that one day I would feel deserving, one day I'd feel capable, one day I would feel good enough and knowledgeable enough in order to achieve the dream life. But the truth was I was actually spiritually bypassing by consuming the information rather than facing the discomfort and just taking action and facing my shadows. So I was spiritually bypassing. And it wasn't until I evolved into the higher consciousness, the self-awareness, that I actually took the action and then achieved the dream life. Before I did have a sort of dream life, but it wasn't exactly what I wanted. It was a physical product-based business, physical office, physical employees. I had no freedom whatsoever, but I thought that that's what I wanted. So what are the three things that cause people to not achieve their dream life? What are the three things that people need to use and alchemize in order to get the dream life? These are three main shadows that I have learned over the years, that I have alchemized myself, and that even Carl Jung, the psychologist in shadow work, also talks about. So the first reason why people don't achieve their dream life is actually really obvious, and that is something that I call the deservingness shadow. And all three of these shadows are talked about, and the work to overcome them and everything isn't paid to exist. So the deservingness shadow, this is literally just the fact that people will consciously think, yeah, I can achieve this, I can do this. They're consciously having to work to keep the positive mindset at bay. Like they're constantly working to stay up there on the higher frequency. But then the second they start relaxing, the second they start letting go, the second they, get in bed at night and then their true feelings come to the surface because they've finally relaxed and let go of the effort to keep up the mindset and the frequency, the feelings of self-doubt come in. And the feelings of self-doubt will look like, can this really happen? Is this really for me? Can I really do this? Why not someone else? Why me? Why would I have this and not someone else? This is the feelings of deservingness, which is totally normal because let's be real, everyone has some sort of feeling of undeservingness. We are born screaming and kicking and completely confident, completely self-worthy, everything. And it's the universe, not the universe, society that strips us down from this. And everyone has experienced trauma in their life that slowly stripped away their deservingness bit by bit. But until you become aware and conscious of the fact that you have been stripped down of this, then you can do the action on it. But if you just think to yourself, like I used to do again, oh, I don't have any feelings of low self-worth or low deservingness, like I'm fine, I'm not, worrying all the time about what people are thinking of me. And then it wasn't until I started to do the manifestation shadow work. So the thing that I started to do was set reminders on my phone. This is something I recommend to my one-on-one clients and also in the course, also on YouTube. It's recommended everywhere. Set reminders on your phone for different areas of the day with your manifestation on them to catch your mind in all the different brainwave states, in all the different states of consciousness. And you will find usually that you believe the manifestation and are comfortable in it. Maybe it makes you tickle a little bit, right? Maybe it tickles you a little bit when you're happy. But then when you're in sort of like, you're caught off guard by the reminder, you will suddenly get this really small little feeling of like, oh, really? For me? Can I really do this? And you'll get this tiny little doubt feeling. And usually what will come after that is some sort of positive force thought that your consciousness is, kicking in, like the ego is kicking in. It doesn't want to be hurt. But if you actually listen to that first thought and write down what comes up at different areas of the day, that is the fastest way to get to the bottom of if you have a deservingness shadow or not. And the likelihood is everyone has one or multiple of these shadows. If you completely had none of these shadows, you would already be achieving the dream life, in which case you wouldn't even need this video because you would be already there and on to the next upper level of the inner work, right? So once you've discovered this deservingness shadow, then you can actually start doing the shadow work to eliminate those shadows and become a person with a solid self-concept of full deservingness. The second shadow. The second shadow is afraid of being seen. So it's the being afraid of being seen shadow. This is again coming from a place of wanting to hide from the world because we've previously been hurt. All of us, again, have been hurt. All of us have some sort of trauma of being hurt in the past. I mean, let's be real. High school, primary school, family members, friends, people weren't exactly kind all the time to us, and we've all experienced. So all of us will have some sort of afraid of being seen shadow. It's just how deep is the shadow running? And the deeper the shadow is running, the more shadow work will need to be done. But if it's literally just one tiny belief from some random kid in your primary school that made you have this shadow, then you will be able to eliminate it super easy, usually by just finding the source of the shadow. And then you'll be like, what the hell, they weren't right. Like, X, cancelled off. But the likelihood is you don't normally need to get to the bottom of the shadow, like where it came from and all that deep work. It's actually really easy to overcome the shadows. You can just reframe them. So we don't need to be getting to the bottom of it and everything, because else you'd be just pulling up thousands of memories a lot of the time. So we don't need to do that. But being afraid of being seen is essentially just like how I used to feel it was. I showed up, but I wasn't showing up fully me. I mean, like the silly side, the goofy side, the me dressing how I want to dress and being me. I used to wear makeup and try and dress nicely so that people wouldn't be mean to me. So I didn't want to do it out of a place of self-love. It was from a place of like, please love me, please be nice to me, don't hurt me. I'm tiny and I'm cute. And that's my defense mechanism that I grew up with growing up. I had the nice girl shadow. It was like, please be nice to me. And if I met someone new, it was like, are they liking me? What if they're judging me? And I would instantly place their opinion above mine. I wouldn't even think for a second if I even liked the other person. I was just worried about being seen myself. So this is what it often looks like. You will show up online and you'll be so excited to show up on your personal brand, your business, whatever you want to do, whatever your purpose is, and you'll be so excited to show up. But then when you create the content and you show up online, you'll be like, this is like something isn't right. Like I had fun making it, but I don't feel like this is super magnetic in me. It's like a part of me, but it's not fully me. So this is usually what it is if you show up online and you're like, yeah, I liked it, but am I really that good? Is this video really that good? Is my music really that good? And it's usually because you was actually holding yourself back in more ways than you realize. So when I used to create YouTube videos before this channel, I created many, many channels. From the age of 13, I created Minecraft channels. From when I was about 21, I think I started making beauty videos when I was 20, 21. Beauty videos, Primark hauls. Then again, when I was about 23, I created another YouTube channel talking about finance and business and proper like business Graham Stephan vibes. And all of those things were things that I loved. Fashion, finance, business, money, freedom. But none of them were aligned with all 5 of my values. whereas now it is aligned with all 5 of my values. And because of that reason, I could only show to the camera one part of me. One part of me. So the finance side of me, or the gaming side of me, or the fashion side of me. This channel that I have right now, I could talk to you guys about femininity, manifestation, self-development, travel, my life in general, inner work. What else do I like? That's literally it. Travel, creativity, freedom, femininity, love, adventure. All of the things that I talk about on this channel all relate to those 5 things. And so now I can show all of me. All of me. So if you want to discover your values, my last video is literally how to discover your values in 10 minutes. Then you will know exactly how to align your life with all of these things in order to live the most fulfilled life. This is your purpose. Your purpose is derived from your values, and your manifestations that will happen instantly will come from when you align your life with your values. If you have a manifestation that is a manifestation aligned with one of your values, it will be completely heart aligned. And those, you guys, those are the manifestations that will occur instantly. When it's not aligned, it won't occur very fast at all, and it will require a lot more effort. And so when you start actually discovering the fact that you have been holding yourself back, firstly, discover your values, as per my last video, so then you can start expressing all of you. But then secondly, think of the reasons why you're afraid of being seen. So what I did, my best journaling prompt is literally just, what am I afraid of happening by showing up fully as me? What am I afraid of happening if I show up fully as me? You can also ask yourself this in another way and say, what am I most afraid of people finding out about me? So it can come from a place of shame or guilt. It could also come from, again, a place of just being worried about what people think of you, being rejected, being hurt further. The ego is super afraid of being hurt, so that's usually the defense mechanism it'll put up, is just keeping itself to itself. A lot of introverts, again, people who are introverted, like a lot of the time, in my personal belief, are people that have been hurt the most. And I believe that if people really started to alchemize and work on the shadow work to do with being seen, I feel like everyone would blossom and become super outgoing and extroverted, because they're not afraid of being seen, they're not afraid of being them. And actually, humans love human connection. Humans are here to feel love and connection and bliss, and we get that the best when we're connecting in a community with others. We feel the most love when we're giving love to others and receiving it back. So my theory is that introverts are actually just super hurt people. And that is what I've experienced actually in my life through most introverted people, is that exact thing, is that they're just the most hurt. And I'm actually a really outgoing person, but over the years, I was super outgoing as a kid in primary school because I was just completely me in front of my small little team of classmates. And it wasn't until I got to high school that people were more meaner. Not particularly to my face, but like you would hear people talking about other people, and then it would make you want to play smaller and hide yourself more, just in case they did that to you and said that about you. So it might not be something that directly happened to you, which is why it's usually not a good idea to go digging deep for where the root cause of all the beliefs came from, because a lot of the time it's actually just really passive and you don't really realize you're hearing it, but you do hear it. Whether it's like indirect in movies where they're talking about, oh, this person's weird because they have this and this person can't sing, so don't sing in front of people. A lot of the time it's so passive that like there's no real knowing. So really it's just about deciding and doing the shadow work and framing the beliefs and turning them into affirmations. So yeah, that's the second one. And then the last one is the capability shadow. Third one is the capability shadow. That again we talk about in Paid to Exist and do all the inner work in order to get paid to exist, because we need to be us, authentically us. We need to be literally turning around our self-concept in order to get paid to exist. So this is all the inner work that's required. So number 3, again, capability shadow. Again, is like the same as all the other 3. Like if you have one of the other 3, you usually have like all of them, essentially. A big one for me is that, so when I was younger, literally up until about last year, I used to think I had ADHD, and I never used to be able to concentrate in school. I was bad at maths. Bad at maths is the story I said to myself. I was actually fine at maths. It's just that everyone told me that maths was really hard, and then I thought I had ADHD and all these things. And then at uni, they diagnosed me with dyslexia. And then it wasn't until I realized I was super dysregulated that I realized I didn't actually have ADHD. So I didn't have neurodivergence. I just had dysregulated nervous system. And as soon as I sorted out my nervous system, all of the things disappeared, and I kept my ADHD superpowers as well. So I can still do all of those things just without the drawbacks, right? So I had the feeling of being incapable. So I would always hide and be like, I'm going to hide myself. I can't do it. I'm just this tiny little dumb person that can't concentrate. I can't, like, I'm just so, like, damsel in distress. Like, please help me, love me, you know, that kind of thing. That was my defense mechanism. Like I said, I pretended to be cute. Like I couldn't do things. And it was like, I tried to do something, but the belief was there in the back of my mind that I can't do things. And the second, I remember the day I decided I was actually really capable. I sat down with myself and I was like, you know what, I'm going to decide I'm capable. I came up with all the reasons that suggested I was capable and have been capable this entire time. And I realized, oh my God, nothing actually told me in my life I wasn't capable. It just came from someone where, again, I don't know where it came from. It was just there. The day I decided this, I went over to my garage. The thing that was so complicated to open that even my fiance Aaron couldn't open it on the day that we bought the house. We had to contact the past owners and be like, how the hell do you open this garage? Like, it's so complicated. You have to turn it in different ways, turn the key one way, the handle another way, all these weird stuff. So in my mind, already I had that this garage door was complicated and hard to open. So already that triggered the capability shadow in me that it was complicated and I can't do anything complicated. So therefore, what did I do? I never attempted it. This is called learned hopelessness. The perfect example of me randomly discovering one day when I was a kid that I was incapable, and then using that story every single time that I went to go do something that remotely required any brain effort and power. So I got learned hopelessness, essentially. And then the second I decided that I was capable that day, I decided, you know what, I'm going to go and open the garage. I'm going to go do it. I'm going to literally go and do the thing that I think is really complicated, even though Aaron always tells me it's not complicated, but I'm like, no, you can do it. I will never be able to do that. The day I went up to that garage, I wasn't in my head. I was completely in my body. I was like, yeah, I'm just going to do it. But I was also detached. I was like, you know, if I can't do it, I can't do it, but I'm going to do it, you know? And I don't know what it was, but my body told me. My body told me which way to turn the key, which way to turn the handle. I never asked Aaron how to do it, and voila, the door opened. My body told me how to do it. I didn't have to try. It just happened, and I did it. And from that day forward, I told myself, I am capable, and I'm never letting this weird shadow take over my life ever again. I started reading books. The things that I thought that I was incapable of doing because I can't concentrate because I have ADHD and I can't read because I'm dyslexic and I have to read the sentence 5 times because I'm dyslexic and I can't concentrate. And the fear disappeared, and I take all the complicated courses, I read all of the shadow work books, like everything. And I haven't had a single day since that day, all that time ago, where I've sat down and gone to myself, I can't do this. I cannot figure this out. It hasn't happened once since I got rid of that shadow and I decided I was capable. That is how powerful shadow work is. And sometimes it really is that easy. And the second you decide you're capable, deserving, and unafraid to be seen, you have the superpower to then achieve your dream life, and you don't have to do anything else. And that is when it becomes effortless. When you start working on your self-concept in those ways, life becomes seamless. When you're walking down the street and you're not afraid of being seen, you do not care what people think. You show up as you. You start dressing as the next level version of you, as your dream life version of you. So therefore, your dream life version of you is you now, and you manifest instantly. When you believe you're deserving of a manifestation and there is no reason why you can't have it, that is when the manifestation will occur, and your brain will do the things. It will look for the things. Your Raz will look for the things and confirm to you that you are capable. Because when you tell yourself that you are something, your reticular activating system will look for the things to tell you that you are right. Confirmation bias. When you believe that you're capable of doing anything, you will do anything. When you tell yourself, I can literally achieve anything I want to achieve, your mind will have no trouble going after that thing and actually achieving it. You are what you believe. If you believe you can't do it, you can't do it. If you believe you can do it, you can do it. So getting over these three main shadows, capableness, deservingness, and afraid of being seen, are literally, in my experience, the top three things that have prevented me before from achieving my dream life, and also people that I've spoke with in the past. And also check out the last video about your values. I highly recommend checking out your values so you can achieve and align your dream life. That's the light work. The three shadows are the shadow work. So yeah, hope this video helped you. Have a lovely, lovely day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.